Hi guys, Luana from Rock Twister Studio here. We're doing something different today. We are looking at my new toy. This is a vacuum pot. Some people call it a vac pot. It's called all kinds of things. But basically it's a giant spaghetti pot that has I've got a tripod set up here, but it's really not working out for what we need to see, so I'm going to try to move that out of our way. So what happens here is we have this vacuum pump. When you get one of these in, you have to make sure that you fill it with oil. That came in, and I've got the oil level. I put the whole bottle in, and it brought it up to almost max. So we don't need that anymore. It comes with the hose is of course not hooked up. I was going to do a full unboxing, but everything was getting in my way in my small space. So the vac pod is hooked up to, the vacuum is hooked up to this glass lid. And this will set like this. In the very near future, I've seen a couple of videos where they did, trying to pull this back, but it won't let me, where they had a bucket to fit in it. So it's easier to clean up. I don't have that, but what I do have is cactus juice. So this is a stabilizing resin. And so what I did is I got this in. This is extremely expensive. We complain about a gallon of gas being a couple of bucks, $3. I was really upset when I was up in the mountains and I was paying $5 a gallon. Cactus juice comes in, and it comes in with this little bottle. And so this is the activator. You pour some of the cactus juice in here, shake it up, and then pour this into the cactus juice. I didn't trust myself to do that on camera. And so then you shake the bejeebies out of it. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to make sure there's nothing on the bottom. No, all the stuff is separated. The cactus juice can be reused over and over and over. Everybody just keeps it in the fridge. So what I have here is some of the rock that I want to stabilize. So it will go into the pot. So this is a piece right here, and it doesn't really matter how it goes in. I just kind of try to fit everything I've got in here in. I can put in as much as I want to, as much juice as I've got. So this is a piece that Vince and I cut, and he put a little polish on it. But because it has that really dark black fluorite, and as I may have mentioned before, black fluorite is the absolute rarest fluorite. And so we can see how these have natural fractures. And I scrubbed and scrubbed. You're supposed to get the rocks as clean as you can and as dry as you can. And so this darkness in this has a fracture across it. And so the resin will fill in any little micro fractures. So I'm going to put the bigger stuff in. Oh, look at the colors in that. Ooh-wee, that's going to be pretty. So I called Vince when I was deciding to purchase this. We had talked about it while I was visiting with him there. But there was a lot of information exchanged those couple of days that I was there. And so I just gave him a call and we talked about it. Now I'm supposed to have called him back. This has got little, I don't know if you guys can see the little petroils. I'm not thinking this one really needs stabilized, but I just in case. And so basically I've got this vat of rocks that I have washed repeatedly. So I can't get, of course, down inside there, but as I was cutting this, you can see it's flat and it fractured. So I am going to stabilize it and then slice it. So basically, any of the really jammy stuff. Now, I could have bought a lot larger pot, but this one was around $130. It had a lot of stars. Look at the color in that beautiful aqua. And so it was one of the pumps. The problem is when you start ordering these vac pumps or vac pots, you have to be really careful, because the first few that I picked out, I thought, ooh, these are a really great price, but guess what? They ship without the pump. And then I found a couple of others that seemed like a really good deal, but they had tiny, tiny little pumps. So what we're going to do, what this is going to do, is it's going to vacuum out all the air. And then it'll be in the vac pot until bubbles stop coming. So just imagine when you put a sponge in the bathtub, how it soaks up all the water really fast. Well, basically, we're going to do the opposite of that. We're going to put a vacuum on it with the cactus juice stabilizer inside. Ooh, look at the pink in that one. Ugh. Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy. And so it will suck all the air out of the stone. It will take 6 to 8 hours. And it won't hurt anything if you leave it a little longer. You want to make sure that it has thyme in there. This is such beautiful color to it. And I was just worried about slicing it because it's so gemmy and it does have a lot of natural fractures. And so my biggest concern was trying to get all this dirt out. I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed, and so I did my very best to get all the debris. Look at the lines in that one. Woo-wee. That one's going to be spectacular. And so what I did was I tried to get some bigs and some littles so I can start cabbing this stuff. And when I say cabbing, I mean taking it to, I've got a very messy, don't judge, a very messy Cab King sitting here. So I will be cabbing this stuff, meaning turning it into usable pieces for jewelry. Look at the dark in that. So basically I just picked a random different groups of sizes. As long as you have enough cactus juice to cover your rocks. And so I'm sure all of us remember our science teacher or someone, look at the toroidal on that. Oh, look at that. Oh, that one's so pretty. Where they had the glass of water and they're like, is it full? And they had it full of like ping pong balls or something. And then they put, what was it, BBs next or something. And then they put sand and then water. So basically that's my theory here, is I'm putting all these different sizes of rock. And this little stuff is basically just ready to take to the grinder. The bigger stuff will be, I hope you guys aren't getting too bored. The bigger stuff will maybe be, like this one might actually be cut down, because when this is an offcut, an end cut. Now, I'm sorry if I'm not answering you back. I'm just kind of getting concentrating on what I'm doing here. I have watched a lot of videos. I've talked to Vince Dyer, who's the owner of the mine that this material came from. And I talked to, ooh, look how blue that one is. And his partner, Michael, they own the mine together. And I talked to both of them. And so what we'll do is we'll cover this up. Oh, look at this one. Look at that. Oh, I love those colors. It's got a lot of lines in it, too. We'll cover this up with the cactus juice. So this is a 3-gallon pot. And so I'm going to leave it just like that, about, well, I don't know, less than that, less than a quarter, probably around a third full. And so the cactus juice is the most popular for jewelry. It's sold when if you go to buy it, it says that it's for wood, but everybody that I know uses it for stones. And so here we go. We're going to pour this $105 gallon of liquid in here. Oh, please. Oh, no splatter, please. That's all I need. Get resin on the camera. Oh, please cover, please cover, please cover. Oh, yeah, we got room. We're good. We're golden. And so you don't want to put more than what you got stones in there. So I have a little bit of that left. So I'm going to drop some of these smaller stones in. Oops, splash, splash. This can be, you wash this off with soap and water. And yes, I'm putting these itty bitty chips in here. And the reason I hope I didn't volume you guys down. And the reason I am is because they will be used for jewelry as well. Okay, get your little guy, get in there. Everything has to be covered to get your vacuum in. But you don't have to use more than that. So, and this is reusable. Once it's used for this, it'll be strained off, and then it will be reused for the next. You can use it until it's all used up. Okay, so this has never been turned on. So this is how it came from the factory. So this means that this is on, and so we want to turn that off. So we're going to wait until we turn the pump on. Oh, I thought I plugged it in. Nuisance. Once upon a time, I thought I was ordering an electric table because that's exactly what it said on it. I have to move some things to get down to the plug. But what it really meant was it was it had plug-ins on it. Basically, I spent extra to have a table with a power bar on it. Make sure that's really plugged in. I'm sorry about the view, guys. Hang on. Couldn't figure out how to do this with the tripod. So, one of the biggest problems with these pumps that everybody talked about was that they overheat. And so I'll have to keep an eye on this. I do have where it's setting. This is actually wood. The rest of the table is that galvanized. This is a plant table. I have a video on where I restored this. So basically this has a sink underneath it. And I have a drain system for it. It's really cool. You might check that video out if you're interested. So here we go. Let's turn this on. Whew, I'm nervous. Alright, so this goes on all the way, and this goes off, and so we should very soon see the gauges, if I've done everything right, which I had to hook these hoses up. It's really all I had to do was put oil in it and hook the hoses up. And we will see. I never actually tightened that up. We'll see. Maybe it's like a pressure cooker. what we're looking for, can you guys see in there, or is it making a glare? So this will suck all the air out of the rocks, and this will vacuum down here eventually, and then after the bubbles stop, I'll turn the vac pump off and slowly introduce air, and it will replace the air that it sucked out will be replaced with resin. And then that'll be drained off, and to the best, very, very, very best I can, because you want to save that cactus juice at $105 a gallon. And then they will go in the oven on a cookie sheet at 200 degrees for 2 hours, or until they're completely dry. And so I will do a couple of follow-up videos. I won't do it live, so everybody can catch it. I'll just post them as videos. And so I'm going to have to double check all my sheets and stuff. Look at the vacuum chamber instructions. Did not make me very happy. Thankfully, I'd watched a bunch of videos, but look at the print. Oh my gosh, that's so tiny. And so I will be back tomorrow with a video on taking them out of the vac pot and putting them in the oven, and we'll follow up that way. Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you sharing my content. Tag anybody that you think might like it. You guys have an outstanding night. Keep rocking.